Out on the gallops this morning, David. There's plenty of quantity at Pond House as usual. No diminution in numbers, but also a lot of quality out there.
Yeah, I'm pleased with the way the yard is at present. We've got a lot of horses in, and looking forward to the season ahead. A lot of new horses, new owners to go with present owners, and yeah, looking forward to it.
We've seen the usual influx of nice French horses, and young French horses. You seem to have a few of them every year. One or two that look quite exciting this morning.
Yeah, I mean, we buy a lot from the French market, as do a lot of trainers nowadays. They're not cheap, but the French do a very good job with their youngsters, and hopefully got some nice ones for the season ahead.
Arrayan is a horse that has been put up as a horse to follow by your young assistant trainer, Martin Charles Pipe.
I hope he's correct. Did very well last year, won a couple, was unfortunate not to win at Taunton. Conor O'Farrell and Arrayan parted company after the last hurdle and would have won that day.
Oh, the jockey's nearly, he's off! The jockey's off! Can you believe that?
He then went to the Imperial Cup, was favourite for the race that day, but I don't think he ran his race that day. The ground dried out, but he's had a good summer. He's strengthened up, and he'll be novice chasing this season, and one to look forward to.
Has he got the scope, the physique to be a top novice chaser, do you think?
Yeah, he made a few mistakes over hurdles, but I think we've schooled him over fences. He's jumped nicely, and I think he will respect them more. The hurdles weren't big enough for him. So, like I say, he'll be a 2.5 miler, and looking forward to getting him out when we have some rain. Ashkazar
was another who started off last season very well.
Yeah, he had a good year and won a big handicap at Cheltenham on the top weight. Not an easy horse to place off 160, and we have tried him over fences. He never really took to them first time. We may well try him again. We'll probably school him at home and see. Apart from that, he'll be going in all the 2.5 mile plus conditions races. He might be difficult to win with this season, but hopefully he can pick up a lot of prize money along the way.
You finished off last year in the World Hurdle. You had a tilt at that. Do you think he's up to that grade, or will you fly a bit lower?
He might be just a little bit below that grade, but he's a very good horse. The race wasn't run to suit him last year, but he looks stronger, and we hope he might start off at Wetherby at the end of the month.
Okay, and he's looking well?
Yeah, he's in good form.
He seemed in good shape this
morning.
morning.
Yeah, he's a very talented horse, a little bit laid back, not easy to get him right on the day, but he's always been a classy horse.
One who you do seem to get right on one day every year is Buena Vista, who is a bit of a Cheltenham specialist. He's been to the festival more times than you and me put together, I think, but yeah, always seems to be where he comes to life.
Yeah, the last 7 years he's been there. He's won the last 2 run-ins of the Potemps hurdle and finished second the year before. Placed in the Supreme Novices, ran in the Arkle. Has always been a class horse from day one. Ran in the Cheltenham Bumper as well, won the last 2 run-ins of the Potemps. I think the last 2 years the ground's come right for him, and he goes on all types of ground, but he's better on better ground. Can't be getting any better really. That's what I thought last year, but he won the race off 138 last year and 133 the year before, so he looks $1 million, and he had his first run at Cheltenham the other day, which qualifies him for the final, and all roads will be leading back to the festival in March, and hopefully we can get him back there. It'd be great to see him running for an 8th time, and hopefully having a chance.
Yeah, grand. Dan Breen's an exciting novice chaser from last year. Had some form in good races last year.
Yeah, had a good season. Won a couple of races, got disqualified at Sandown when he won. And went and finished 3rd at Aintree against Finnegan's Rainbow, I think it was.
Finnegan's Rainbow, yep, awesome horse.
We didn't expect to win that day, but we picked up a nice bit of prize money. He summered well, and He's a good traveller in his races, jumps nicely. I can see Ascot being ideal for him, which is good because they put on a lot of good prize money and have some decent chases there. So I expect he'll be visiting Ascot a couple of times this season. And yeah, he's still young enough that he can improve, and hopefully he will.
Dynaste is digging deep. Organisateur is making him go all the way along the stand-side rail. Dynaste hanging on by the skin of his teeth. Here comes Organisateur. Dynaste!
He's lightly raced. We bought him cheaply from the sales in France. He was Conor O'Farrell's first winner in this country at Taunton. He won a competitive handicap hurdle there, and he's on a rating of 141 now, I think it is. So he's probably going to find it tough over hurdles. We may start off over hurdles, but at some point he'll be going novice chasing this season. He's got the scope to jump fences. He's a very good jumper of his hurdles. He's strengthened up during the summer, and he's only had, I think, 7 races in his life, so he's still unexposed a little, and he's one that wants plenty of cut in the ground, and one we're looking forward to.
Great Endeavour was a horse that looked in very good form this morning, imposing looking creature.
Yeah, he's a good workhorse. We fancied him for the Paddy Power last year. He didn't really perform up to his best. Went and finished second behind Pokelin at Cheltenham in the 2.5 race in December. And then we planned to take him to the festival and try and win there. Unfortunately, things didn't pan out on the day. He got left at the start and then ran far too keen. But yeah, he's still young enough that there's room for improvement, and he'll probably be heading back to the Paddy Power. And yeah, he must have a chance.
Yeah.
Like I say, he's a good workhorse at home. Has always shown us a lot, and hopefully he can improve again.
The Paddy Power is obviously a meeting that the yard has targeted over the years, although you not with quite the same degree of success as your dad, but that's something you're trying to put right, no doubt.
Well, you've got to have the right horses, and we've got a good team this year, and Dad had lots of winners at the Paddy Power meeting. Hopefully we can, if we can get half as many, we'll be doing okay.
Noticed Auteuil last time we saw him, I believe, was in France. Was it Auteuil he ran?
That's right. He finished second at Auteuil. Just got done on the line and picked up a nice bit of prize money. The owners and their partners all had great times out there, as I did. And yeah, he's going novice chasing this year. He's rated in the mid 140s. Quick jumper of his hurdles. We haven't scored him over fences yet, but he's not over big, but I would imagine he'll be a very good jumper, and looking forward to getting him out. He's another one that likes cutting the ground. He's quite well forward, and if we were to get rain, then he'd be out shortly. He's young, and yeah, there's still room for improvement.
We saw Lough Derg this morning, another old stable favourite who seems to make even walking up the gallops look difficult. He never does anything easily, does he?
He doesn't go much quicker than walking up the gallops, but that's been him all his life, even when he was a 3 and 4 year old. He's not so young anymore, but and this will probably be his last season. Whether he has a full season or a few runs, he will tell us, and he's been fantastic for his owner, William Fruin, and he ran some decent races last year. Was not quite as consistent as he has been in the past, but he's the same as ever at home. He looks better in his coat at this stage of the year probably than he ever has done, and loves it round Ascot, so we'll be heading back there.
Moving on to stable stars, Grand Cru is obviously was a horse that made the season for a lot of people last year with his battles with big bucks, and now he moves into a different sphere, but I imagine you're extremely excited about that.
Yeah, We haven't schooled him over fences as yet. He's going to go novice chasing, and it'll be a very exciting morning the first time we schooled him. Had a great season last year. Plan A was to win at Cheltenham Paddy Power meeting and then go on and win the valuable race at Haydock, and he did that, and then kept on improving. We always knew he was a serious horse, but the build-up to the festival with Big Bucks was great for us and for racing, and it was a great race on the actual day. For a few strides I thought we had Big Bucks, but then he found more, you know, and Big Bucks is probably the best horse Paul Nicholls has had. So to even give him half a race is fantastic. We're only 6, so we've got time on our side. He's lightly raced and seems a little bit stronger this year. So yeah, very much looking forward to novice chasing him and Cheltenham in March.
When's D-Day for his schooling? When are you going to find out?
Well, he would have schooled already, but just the ground's a little bit quick at the present moment, so he'll be schooling in the near future.
In the near future.
We'll keep it quiet for the time being.
Who'll have the honour of being on board when you?
Well, Tom will be on board. Yeah, so hopefully he'll have had plenty of spinach the night before. He's a horse that is very keen in his races, and just try and keep him as relaxed as we can.
Yeah.
Because you want to just try and save some of that energy for the end of the race. So it'll be exciting for him on board. I'll be nervous watching.
Yeah, we'll be very keen to find out the results of that, I'm sure.
I'm sure I'll let the Racing Post know.
You will. You always do. You're a friend of the Racing Post. That's good to see. And you've got another horse with big race aspirations, Junior, who went to last year's festival and came up trumps in the Kim Muir. He's got big targets this year.
Yes, I mean, his one aim, the biggest aim of all, is the Grand National, and so everything's geared towards that race. He's only just come back in, so he's walking at present, and you probably won't see him until the weights come out, which is a little bit disappointing, but there's no point in running him before the weights come out for the Grand National. And then he'll have 1 or 2 races before the National itself. He was very impressive in the Kim Muir last year. He's one of our bankers and won too easy, if anything. Jamie Codd gave him a great ride. He's up to a mark of 153 now, and so it's a high enough mark. We don't want to be any higher for the Grand National, but he looks an ideal candidate, and it'd be great to get him there on the day, because he'd have a great chance.
You've obviously had great success in the race from this yard before. How would he not compare to those two, but I mean, would you say he's the same kind of physical sort with the same kind of attributes to bring to the race?
Yeah, I think he has the same, the right attributes for the race. He stays well, jumps well, and goes on most types of ground. So so there's lots of pluses there. I think he can handle the big occasion. He's handled the big occasions at Cheltenham, Royal Ascot. He's 8 years old, so there's a lot to look forward to.
That's some of your established stars and some of the rising stars. Have you got any dark ones that viewers should know about? Some of these young French horses that I know you'd hate to tell me about, but I'm going to press you anyway. Have you got any that you particularly like?
Plenty of dark horses, a few grey ones as well. We bought Grand Crus's full brother in the summer, Gevray Chambertin. So he's obviously a very exciting horse. He hasn't long been in. He's just started cantering, so we don't know that much about him. But he looks the part, and if he's half as good as Grand Crus, we'll be very happy. We've had a lot of nice horses sent to us from Malcolm, Denmark. Some unraced and some that have run. So we're looking forward to getting them on the track. We bought a couple of nice horses from the St. Cloud cells, Caslian and War Singer. They're both off the flat, a 3 and a 4-year-old. They've got decent form on the flat and seem to have the engines that you would expect. And so we're looking forward to sending them hurdling once again when we get some rain.
plenty to look forward to, as ever, at Pond House.
Yeah, plenty to look forward to. We've got a good team, great team of horses, staff, owners, and keep them happy and healthy, and hopefully we'll get plenty of winners.
We wish you luck. Thank you
you.
very much indeed.